But you know what? We're gonna go to the game. Like this. Here we go. Oh, right. I was about to forget this again. Fish. I really should just like set up a god of button for a thing. Hold on here. Library. Apparently I've used a lot of things before this. There we go. Damn, 1,000 items. Not for me on the fishing game, but for Lunare. She has managed to get 1,000 items caught by people. Damn, if we could get that far. Definitely, that would be interesting. I know that will probably take a hell of a fucking while for me to get there. But you know what? It is the journey, isn't it? There you go. Fish. So yeah, for those who are new here, we do have the fish. So it's just exclamation mark fish and we can fish. Like this. I don't know what I can fish. I need to get more things in there. I just don't know what, and I don't want to like copy too many people with stuff and things. Because right now I know like my friend Lunare is basically having Pokemons in there, and that is very interesting to have Pokemons in there. But I don't know. I feel like I kind of don't want to because she has that, and like yeah, I can have that, but like I don't know. I don't know. I have Digimons instead. I don't know. I just don't know. I gotta figure out what I have to custom there. Right now I have 2 custom things. Gonna figure out some more custom things. What the hell were we doing? Hold on. Can I talk to you something? Shit. Wait. Hold on. We get this last time? Can I look closer at this thing? Because this had this smear thing. Oh, can I open this thing? Can I? Looks like you have to take this backup part first to take photos. Take the photo side. And also, yeah, I remember before voices, but for some reason my brain just went now like, oh, voices. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I read the fish as a ninkom something, like you know, like nincompoop. Nimborochromys. Jesus, I cannot even pronounce that. It has to be a really small photo to fit in there. True. And that pale bluish stain. Or would that be poison? Or would there be poison or something like this? Well, there is one obvious reason. Whoever put poison in the coffee rubbed a bit on here too. That's not very obvious, Trucy. Also, they did say it wasn't anything in the coffee, only by the lips of the coffee mug. So the question is this a photo someone is kissing a lot? And that is why there is some remnant of the poison on the coffee mug just because of that? Because here, this is a big ass smear of poison. Basically, anywhere you touch here, you're poisoned, more or less. But this is such a specific place that if you were, for example, left-handed, you would drink from here. So I think this is not from, oh, I poisoned that part. It is from, whoever drank was poisoned. See that there? That's poison. Yeah. Don't lick it, Apollo. Don't worry, I'll be fine. No, you won't. You'll die. Look, I know. I mean, I won't lick it. Who knows what you do when I'm not watching? Concerning is touching, really. Next thing you know, she'll be telling me not to drink coffee before bedtime. If anyone does that, I don't drink coffee nor tea. I drink other things. Not alcohol, at least. No, I've actually not. For those who doesn't know, I don't really drink alcohol. I'm not like anti-alcoholist. I don't know if I'm nocturist either. It's just like I don't drink alcohol. And I have been drinking alcohol, but it's like 0.7 something. Right? Is it 0.7 or 0.0 something? I don't know. It's a very, very, very light. And that's basically on New Year's when we have like this New Year's drink. So this woman, Vera, she's Miss Ham's daughter, right? Yep. A real sickly girl. Ever since she was little. hardly ever went outside. She did give off a withdrawn sort of aura. I think I still have a bit of a cold left because I feel it's difficult making Truce's voice. She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming about how she'd die if they took her outside. That does sound like a scene. No, this is a scene. This is a murder scene. Yes, I sneezed. And I managed to mute myself before that. Oh, I'm just pushing my cushion right. I got this, wait, I didn't get this cushion for free. I got it for like $5 or something. I know where I got it. I got it from like one of my first jobs because they had like these things there. I don't know. They had boxes of like, we are not gonna sell this. You can get these for like this much. And like, oh yeah, sure. The only problem is most of it was like female clothing. So I managed to find a pillow, some other things, a mug, and another sort of thing. I don't know. In the end, she agreed to leave if we was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently, she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go inside. Why can't I ever get a normal client? Why would a shut-in daughter like a daughter kill her own dad? Don't look at me. So, about the poison. It was found to be in his coffee, right? No, not precisely. Not precisely? What does that mean? It means see for yourself, I think. So, this, Drew Misham was some kind of artist. Apparently, did a lot of illustration books, what I hear. Had a lot of female fans too, for what it's worth. Ooh, well, I guess his stuff is kind of pretty. Yeah, one of the only ones I like in here is actually the pufferfish one. I like that oil painting over there, for instance. Which one are you talking about? I guess the one to the right. Yeah. That wasn't one of his illustrations, actually. It was a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means? He was an odd bird, Miss Ham. Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end. What do you mean to anyone? He was always locked up here in the studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was through letters he'd put in that letterbox over there. Letters? Do people still write letters? What do you mean, Apollo? I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days? Not Mr. Misham. Couldn't stand technology, it seems. You say that, but I remember looking at the right side of this room and I was like, damn, who is waking Frankenstein's monster? He did everything by email. Or by mail. Maybe he thought that was more artistic, you know. Well, I did keep up like his handwriting and stuff like that, that was sure certain. In any case, the only person beside him allowed in here was his daughter Vera. Oh, you mean the killer? The suspect, please. We took some fingerprints, of course. The ones found in the room were Miss Ham's and Vera's basically. Basically? Actually, last night, Mr. Misham gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. It happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever. Can you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder? Or is she allowed to do that? I only know that I was not technically allowed to be talking to people and shit. I don't know, really. Like I said, last night was the first time someone from the outside came into his studio. I guess mysterious painters who never go outside make for a good article. And it just so happened that he died the night of his first interview. At around 9 PM every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Also, holy shit, that mug. I'm gonna just do this. Damn, that is a mug and a half, ain't it? No, that is not a mug. Is that like what is it called when you drink beer? A pint? Wait, hold on. What is it? Hold on. I'm certain it's a pint or something. Yeah, a pint. Pint in both those systems is traditionally 1/8 of a gallon. The British Imperial pint is about 20 larger than American pint. Whoa. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I would call that a pint. I would call that a pint of coffee. Jesus. Last night he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died. She poisoned him on the night of his interview. When the reporter see. He wasn't near Mr. Misham when she brought her father his coffee. He was checking out some equipment in the back of the room. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was the reporter who called the police, in fact. Wait, but why is she the suspect? If anyone is suspicious, it's the reporter. Yet, the reporter never got near Mr. Missam's coffee. Even Vera acknowledged that. Regardless, I want to know more about this reporter. Okay, can we like examine some shit perhaps? Because yeah, like, I don't like technology. What the fuck is this then? Well, are these X-rays? Because first of all, that's a frog. That, I think that's an MP3 actually, because I still see the headphones. Is that a chocolate bar or a lighter? Or an USB actually? That, I don't even know what that is. Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. I got like 20 kinds of red. We could repaint your suit, Apollo. How about this shade of green? That'd be enough of that, thanks. That would be very odd. Also, whoa, that's a small ass frame actually. I kind of forgot how small that thing was. Where are you pointing at? Point me in the right direction. Let's take a closer look at this desk here. Okay, sure. Okay, I just point at his crotch. Something about the way that figure is posed. I've seen that pose before. It's you, Apollo. See? You're making one of your flamboyant gestures. Please, I am a professional. I wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? Yeah. Are we basically just sharing some sort of brain cell here? Because I'm like, yeah, there is like, it's pointing again towards something. Is this desk for painting, Apollo? No, it's actually not for painting. It's for this. It is for like architecture, I would say. Not like architecture, but it's like someone is designing something. That would be a drafting table. Drafting? Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams. Wow, painting is harder than I thought. Why would a painter need a drafting table? Wasn't an architect too? Oh, well, I did talk about architects. But yeah, I was talking about other things just because of like all this electronic shit that is over here. What is all this equipment here for? It doesn't look very artistic, really. He had everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. Looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood too. Though his equipment is a bit old, to tell you the truth. Why would a painter need all this? From the dust, I'd say he hasn't used this stuff for years. This corner doesn't seem fit with the rest of the studio. Oh, do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin. This is a crime scene, Trucy. This costs like $50 at the magic shop. Yeah, I guess there isn't really much more to check around here. But where are you actually pointing at? Because yeah, even I think it's kind of odd. Oh, wait, what's this? This envelope has been opened and resealed. Oh, I know how to do that. Take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and it opens. Cool, huh? Whoever did this wasn't so delicate. You're right. Looks like they just ripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago. Would someone open a letter then seal it again? Huh. I better hang on to this. That's a bit odd. Also, 7 years ago. I was like, what happened to them 7 years ago? But then I realized 7 years ago something happened to fucking Bright as well. And this little girl must be Vera. Yes, they took that some years ago. They look close. A happy little family. Until you arrested his daughter. Look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious, scientifically speaking. Uh-huh. Right. Is this a journal? Wow. Talk about a clue. Let's read it. What is it, Apollo? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? It's new. He didn't write a single line. Oh, you had me going for a while there. Okay. Yeah, I think my throat is a bit like still a bit sore from like the cold and stuff. Because when I do her voice, it sounds odder than I often use it. Hey Apollo, what's this feathery thing? Isn't that a pen? Like an old-fashioned quill pen? But it doesn't have a pointy end. That was most likely for sweeping detritus dust off the desk. Wow, you sure know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific, that's my motto. Exactly what about that was bold or scientific? Fair enough, but yeah, you're pointing at something, but I don't know what. But it doesn't seem like the... Oh, hold on. Oh, okay, that's just the desk. Wait, is there anything on the desk? Oh, okay, there we go. I wonder why there's poison on this tiny frame. Very strange indeed. Wait, I know. I bet it was poison from the time he bought it. Haven't you heard about some kind of green paint being toxic? I don't think they sell that kind anymore. And the poison was atroquinine. Atroquinine. Quinine. I know I pronounced that completely wrong, but who the hell is gonna try and even pronounce that right? It doesn't like technology, but have this. But it hasn't been used for a while because it's dusty as hell. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just check around a bit, see if we can find some stuff. Because we want to talk to the reporter, but cannot ask about that, apparently. What was it we could do here? I kind of forgot. Ooh, this is it, Apollo. Oh, right, now I remember. Her uncle. The place where magic and dreams converge. Just a while ago, it was the place where murder and nightmares converged. Let's go say hi to Uncle Valent. What about the case? Only a performer laughed like that. Ah, the young Miss Trucy. How often I'd hope to meet again, only to tell myself it was impossible dream. Uncle Valent, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too. Of course you are. Humility is definitely not one of his strongest traits. Well, Miss Trucy, how does the day find you? If you come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you. Actually, we came to visit you. Wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show. Oh. But it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles, such as the ones I shall perform. Yeah, you're amazing. We get the picture. The world will watch in wonderment as magnificent illusions are reborn. Here on stage, by my hand. Yeah. So the big magic show. Everyone's talking about the big magic show. Is it true that the Grammarian's miracle is back after 7 years absence? Oh, damn, 7 years as well. Everything has happened 7 years ago. Wait, is this the last one? I don't remember if this is the last one or not, because there's a lot of 7 years now on this one. Miss Trucy, I must apologize. This show and this honor should have been his. Daddy. My co-magician in training is Zach Grammary. If that terrible thing hadn't happened. It's okay. Your father was a great magician, Trucy. If he were alive, then I, Valant Grammary, would have been proud to stand upon this stage as his assistant. Thanks, Uncle Valant. You know, I'm happy you're doing this show. I think we get to see the great magnificent illusions again. She really is looking forward to this, isn't she? My mentor, the magnificent Magnifigrammary, was a true deity among magicians. A creator god who gave birth to magic and illusions that defy our very imaginations. I was so little when I last saw one, but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies in a sports car through the air above the audience, and then sped off to outer space faster than the speed of sound. I'm guessing that memory was a bit embellished. Probably. For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to watch this. Wait, did I read that well? As heir to the Grammary Troop's secrets, it's fall to me to prove and provide one. It is my God-given destiny. Yes, you, nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses. How can I help you? If the world was waiting, why did you hold off for 7 long years? It appears the lad is uninformed. Perhaps you've heard of the magic known as law, which governs our land. I have, though I'm not sure it qualifies as magic. The performance of magnificent miracles was impossible. A certain law prevented it for 7 years, but no more. 7 years? That phrase sure like pop up, doesn't it? And what was that? A little matter called performance rights, Miss Trucy. Oh, like copyright in a sense, I guess. So like they were not allowed to do that even though they were in the same troupe. But now after 7 years, it's like that no one knows it anymore, just fucking do it. Can you tell us about these performance rights? Magnificent magic relied on an incredibly innovative idea. A trick, if you will. That trick was considered his property, and such was protected by property laws. So I was kinda right. Intellectual property, maybe. Magnifi knew this and bequeathed it in his will. To one person. You mean him? Yes, Miss Trucy. It was your father. Zach Grammary was his inheritor of the Grammary miracle. Yet, as you well know, he is gone. He disappeared suddenly 7 years ago. I think I see where this story is going. Once a person is classified as missing for a certain period of time, they're considered legally deceased, correct? In all absoluteness, those rolled up sleeves conceal your competence as well, young man. That certain period of time of which you speak is 7 years. Yes, Miss Trucy. Though it pains me to say it, this past spring, April to be precise, was the time. Your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secrets of our mighty mentor Magnifi passed to me. This was in fact stipulated in the will by Magnifi himself. Is that how it works, Apollo? Yep, it's called death in absentia. He is declared missing permanently. Okay, so he's not dead, he's just missing. But it's been missing for 7 years. Huh. Well, can we like check this thing out? I'm kind of like curious. Whoa. I want to read it. Apollo, look! It has been opened once here. Right. I wonder if there's some way we can see what's inside. Should I try and get it open and stick it back shut? Let's not tamper with the evidence, shall we? I've got a better idea. Emma, let's ask her. Alright, I guess we're gonna go back there then. There wasn't really much I could learn here anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna provide her with this thing. Emma, about this. Oh, that? But I don't know why I became trucer for a second. Why is that a bright red envelope? It sure is jumpy. Someone opened this, didn't they? Yeah, she's not allowed to say anything. Your lips are sealed. That's a first. You mean you know what's inside the envelope? Sure. I read it after all. You mean you were the one who ripped this open? Please. I would have steamed it open. She did sneak a peek at it, apparently. Know that I have a powerful weapon on my side. Weapon? Yes. The use of tools. Highly specialized tools for information gathering. Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. You should try flattering her, Apollo. They say a little praise can open big doors. Never heard that one, but it's good advice. Let's try talking to her for some more. About that envelope we found. I was wondering if you could help us out with that tool you were mentioning. You want to know about my tool, do you? Also, that's a hefty-ass thing. I hope you don't brought that with you. It is called an X-ray analyzer. X-ray? Like the X-rays you get at dentists? That's right, at least that's what I call it. Huh? It has a real name, but it's much more complicated. The X-ray spectralization. Something. How am I supposed to remember all that? So basically it lets you see inside things, like envelopes. That's right. You're sharp, Trucy. It's a bit more complicated than that. In practice, of course. Actually, to tell you the truth, I'm not really sure how it works scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma, please? Oh, I suppose. Of course, I already checked out everything suspicious myself. Alright, let's give it a spin, Apollo. Not gonna lie, with that sound, I actually thought she was spinning it around. What are you doing? Just see if I could see through your hair. But it's like lead. Fucking love that. I just pointed it through your hair, but it is like lead. I can't see through it. Like, wow, how much like hair lotion do you have in that thing, or like even whatever it is, like gel? I'll point that thing at me anymore, and it might fall off. Then oh shit! Sorry, I managed to fix my leg and just press the button there. Then I wouldn't need an X-ray machine to see through it. Let's just get down to business, shall we? Right. Let's test it on a sample first. It just so happens that I have a lottery ticket here. Oh, okay, fair enough. Whoa. Okay. So you're scanning. Ooh. There is a lot of like minigame thing in this game. I kind of like it. I kind of would want them to like keep a thing in here, like when you played with her, Jesus, when you played the one of the first games and you had her with her, you had like the whole fingerprint thing, and you still had it a bit in this game, but you kind of like mixed between like a lot of things, like oh, first it's fingerprint, then it's footprints, then it's like this. I feel like they would have kept have one sort of mechanic that you could use and like just do with it, but I don't fully complain either, because it does give like gameplay rather than just read, do this, read. You can see the sample in the device like so. I don't see anything. Patience. There's no need to get all handsy. Look at the right side of the screen. That's the layer view of the envelope. Layer view? I got it set to display the outside of the envelope now, see? Actually, it's quicker to just give it a try. Turn the dial with brrrt for me, would you? I am not even doing anything. It's doing that automatically. That's right. That's how you choose what depth you want to scan. Hey, I got something. See? Thus you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh? Except I can't read them. Just turn the dial a little more. What you have to understand is that the sheet of paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you'll see paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Wow, really? This X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns. Jesus, that's small. It breaks cards down into thin layers so you can only show what's written on that layer. Not entirely sure and follow, but what good is it if you can't read anything? That's where you go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit with it. Rubbing, like going over the image while holding A. Okay. What am I rubbing for something? I guess it's 006 now. There, that fixes the image on the screen. Now turn the dial again and just a little more. Oh, okay. I get it. We'll just keep going until we got to the whole thing. Exactly. Not bad. Pete, let's do some more. Okay, now first of all, I kind of want to do this first. Just making sure. There we go. There we go. More. I can see try again. Ooh, here we go. Oh yeah, now it is clear. This must be right? Okay, let's print this one out. Yeah, lottery. 0.016, try again. Does this mean I have to buy another one to win? Well, it's Emma's ticket, not her buy another one. Jesus, yeah, fair enough. It's okay, there's no need, but see, this is the true hidden power of my weapon. Neat, huh? Now let's try it on the real thing, shall we? Alright. I kind of like this one just because of how, like, it's interesting to see how it breaks down, if we say so. So we first go... Oh, there we go. We go down to where it actually gets some... Because this is kind of like what when you watch, like, detective things and similar, when they have taken away a paper and just rub a pen on it. Because this is kind of like the same thing, except at least it's, like, high-tech as hell. I can actually read some shit here. I'm just gonna go like layer by layer here. I think like the one on the right is just like a basic image. It doesn't really mean shit, to be honest. I've confirmed the transfer. Dear Mr. Drew Miss Sam, I've deposited... Whoa, someone has gotten some money, haven't they? In the designated account. We send recipe once you've confirmed the transfer. Someone deposited $100,000 into Mr. Misham's account. His paintings must be really valuable. There's another page in there. Care to take a look? You bet I do. If you're going to read someone's mail, you might as well read it all. Here goes with the second page then. Oh, yeah, let me do it. I don't want to just do it automatically, because this is actually kind of interesting. Like, sure, the gameplay mechanic of this thing is kind of like not the most advanced shit, but like the theory behind this, it kind of makes it just like, ooh, this is actually kind of interesting. Sign the paper and send in the enclosed envelope with the... Whoa. Within 3 days. I need to remind you to speak of this to no one. Well, it was definitely not for painting. Okay, let's print this one out. Sign the papers and send in an enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp with 3 days. Within 3 days. I need to remind you to speak of this to no one. So, it was a letter about payment for one of his paintings. Well, the secrecy though. And what? Why was this letter the only one in here? It's 7 years old, right? Maybe it had some special significance to him. Well, Emma? Well, indeed. She knows something she's not telling us. Looks like she's keeping mum about it. I've never actually heard that before. So, Emma, I was wondering, what's the story about this reporter that came here for a story the night on the crime? I'm afraid I can't tell you, because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. I thought so. I'll never forget that face. But what was his name? Oh, right. Brussels sprout. Spark Brussels. I'm gonna call it Brussels sprout from now on. If I remember it, actually. Brussels? Or Brussels or Mrs. Sprout. He's after a scoop to sell onto the papers. So a reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever, and that night he is killed. Seems strange to you? Really strange. It does raise some questions. I'd like to speak with this reporter if I could. Well, I hear he's on the beat today too. He said something about covering a magician. Magician? Well, if it's not Trucy, that leaves only one other person, because there are not many magicians in this world, only 2. It wasn't Valent Grammar, any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He got some big show lined up, I hear. So he's out interviewing Valent Grammar. Guess I'll be heading to that Colosseum again sooner than I thought. Here, I'll give you that reporter's card if you want. Well, he's giving me shit, but still keeping secrets. Which they were meant to do, because apparently I was not allowed to know shit. Which was fair enough then. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I can show this to him. Oh, wait. There we go. So, a journalist was here on a story. All eyes on the universe are upon my stage. All pen seeks commit this its mysteries to paper. His name was Mr. Sprout. Brussels sprout. I think he remembers him. I think the other way. He doesn't look too happy about it. Mr. Sprout. That cloying smell of mint when he smiles. Yes. Could you tell us more about him? What did he want? Good question. What do you want? Mr. Brussels. Or Mrs. Sprout. About that name called on me just now. Just now. Valent's vision. Always towards tomorrow. Valent's feet step always forward. That is all. That's all? Very confusing. I am to perform a big magic show, yes. I wanted someone to cover it. Yet he had ears only for that incident. That incident? In any case, I requested that a rapacious reporter remove himself. So a painter has died. What of it? It is but a footnote in the footlights compared to the magic of Grummery. Uncle Valent, do you know where the reporter went? I recommended he visit that place, popular with penalized perpetrators. The detention center. It was a rude individual, but to see that card. Yeah, sure. He was a rude fellow. Why I see that car? Sure. Rips it apart. He would tear apart my respectability. I will tear apart him. Oh, here it comes, Apollo. Uncle Valen's big magic trick. I'm waiting for her to be like, oh, this is a magic trick. And he's just like, nah, I just want to tear this shit apart. He's going to fix the car. Not sure I qualify as magic. He's not gonna fix the car. I fucking love that. Like, oh, look, he's gonna repair it. No, he just hates the guy. I want to rip his car off. What happened to the big magic? It is not more miraculous for it to stay ripped. He must have really not liked that journalist. Alright, well, the detention center. That's an odd place to be at. Huh. Well, for a journalist at least. I'm just waiting for him to be on the other side. Yeah, you're here to see Vera Missam. Yes, that's right. She's at the medical office at the moment. Medical office? Is she okay? She's just laying down. Said she didn't feel so good. Sorry, but I can't allow any meetings at the moment. Most annoying client ever! Guess we should come back. Well, that's not why I was here anyway. What the hell? Oh, where did the guy go? Oh, he went that way. Let's go there. Sorry, the one you're looking for, which is not the one you're looking for, is not here. Can you... Oh, wait, what? He actually ripped his card and threw it away. I don't have it anymore. What do you want me to do with this? I've not talked about Mr. Sprout, so... What exactly do you want to know more? I was wondering if you could tell me about this. Why? That bears the Gamma Ray seal. Uncle Valent, is something wrong? Oh! I was like, wait, did you get this thing from him? No, it was actually Mr. Wright she got it from. Trucy. Where did you get this? Daddy gave it to me. But no, my other daddy, Phoenix Wright. Why? Why now? Why would your Lord Daddy, that is kind of stretching the whole article a bit. This signature upon the back, do you recognize it? That belongs to no other than Zack Grummery. What? Daddy signed this? Might I be so bold as to open it? I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. What is with this envelope, I wonder? Now, the time has come when to make my resignation preparations. By your leave, Miss Trucy. Thanks, Uncle Valent. 3 days from now, make ready for miracles. When was she actually allowed to open that thing? Because I think... What do you think that journalist was after? And why did Duncan Valent react like that to this envelope? I think it's time to pay the detention center another visit. Why am I most times when I play these games one step ahead? Like, oh, let's go to the detention center. I go there and it's like, oh, not yet. You're gonna have to wait for a moment. It's like, you told me about this place. Alright, let's just go here then. October 7th, detention center. Visitors room. Oh, I think I hear what you're saying. We're all doing it for the money. End quote. No, not at all. Looks like someone's already meeting here. Maybe that reporter. Oh, dear God. Oh, Jesus, that smile actually kind of scared me. Holy crap. Oh, Ayo, he has the same duster thing. Why does he have actually like painting things in his pocket? Also, he is actually kind of creeping me out for some reason. Hey there, how are you doing? Who might you be? Sorry, we didn't know someone was already here. I'm Apollo Justice, a thorny at law. Talk about nervous monkey. Doesn't look nervous, it's just... I kinda want to just smack his head with both my hands, it's still. You're Justice, you! And that smile is actually kinda creepy. Bloody hell. Did your name used to be Mo or something? You know me? Do I know you? Of course I know you. Stares down witness on stands till they spill beans. End quote. That's not true. What's he writing? Also, where is he writing? What happened with your notebook? Are you a reporter by any chance? Oh, you're Trucy. Eh? Am I famous? Oh, yeah. Trucy Wright. Hates carrying a bag. Puts everything she owns in her panties. End quote. Okay. That is fair enough, actually. That's not true. Just hold on to your breeches there. I'll wrap up this interview in a jiffy. Interview? So guard. I know what's going on here. Guarding rooms in my life. What else could I possibly need? Unquote. How many times am I going to tell you this? Look, I got work to do. You deal with him. Wait, is he talking to us? Did you come here to interview the guard? Oh, wait, what a pickle. Accused wouldn't talk. Had to interview someone or go plumb crazy, end quote. You are already plumb crazy. Probably pickle crazy if we want to go even further. Oh, hi there. I should have guessed. Where's my manners? Name's Brussel. Spark Brussel. You can also call me Mrs. Prout. I'm not picky. Journalist, just closed eyes with rights, end quote. What's that nauseatingly strong mint smell every time he grins? I don't know, I'm not gonna say it smells my mint, it smells my Brussels sprouts. That's what I'm gonna say. Until we've been interviewed by me, you don't know what thrilling is. Are you polishing your bald part? Wild rum through crossroads or mayhem madness, end quote. I can see that. He's writing something again. Well, if he's a reporter, he might know something. Alright. The interview. So, you went to do a story on Drew Misham, and he never had a story done about him before. Oh, that's right. Look, let me state one thing for the record here. What? I'm sure you're going to want to know about my source. What tipped me off to Drew? Why do the interview in the first place? Well, yes. Look, it's like... Oh, I got it. Say there's a burger joined with a fabulous ketchup. Also, I hope people telling me if I'm too loud when I do this guy's voice. Please do tell me. I think the burger guy is going to tell me where he got it. At a supermarket, maybe. Exactly, see, that's what I'm talking about. I think I've actually understood that one. I didn't. Wait. I don't understand. I think the only thing I understand is, like, he's not gonna tell me because, like, he's gonna keep it secret. That state, I don't know what that was about. So, the night of the murder, you were at Drew's studio. Oh, me? Oh, look, let me state one thing to the record. Yes? I may look calm and collected, but I am busy. Real busy. Always on the road. Journalist always buys one-way tickets. Never look back, end quote. I can understand that philosophy, but... You want to know one thing about one-way tickets? Once you use them, they're gone. All because you have to give them to the guy to the airport. True enough, but do they give normal tickets away too? Exactly, see? It's the same thing. What is? Good God. This guy. I don't look back. I'm not talking about the past. You know you're gonna be in a witness stand. What are you gonna talk about? What is happening in the witness stand? Fuck, you're gonna be thrown out so fast that that part of the hair that is left is gonna just whoosh. It's gonna be gone. So, Mrs. Sprout, you're a journalist. Me, look, let's take me one thing for the record here. Wait, did I just not read this? I'm an interviewer. You understand? Yeah? I'm the one asking the questions here. End quote. Okay. For instance, you think a movie director watches movies? Well, I think he probably does. Exactly. I knew you would understand. This guy is gonna give me the... I don't know what's wrong with him. Well, there's nothing I can talk about, really. Walls have ears. I have ears, eyes, especially glass walls with speakers. End quote. Right. Yes, we'll leave then. But since you're here, might as well tell you a bit of news. Newbies in USR, just for the heck of it. Oh, sure, tell us, just for the heck of it. I remember it like it was yesterday. Seen a movie on a trip and wandered into this burger place with an amazing ketchup. Okay, go on. Sorry, I had to just sit here for a moment and just realize he was talking about the things he was already talking about. When a darkler in a tabloid caught my eye. Famous oil painter painting stolen from art dealer's gallery. End quote. I believe it was. Whoa, what happened with your nose there? An oil painting? Happens every day, right? But I thought I'd seen that painting somewhere before. A painting of a giant peach floating down the river. Oh, hold on. I think I have something like that. Isn't that this goddamn thing? Does that mean like this was an art gallery, but I guess it might have been a fake or it has something hidden beside it? Or he drew over it. Someone stole an oil painting of a giant peach. Journalists can smell scoop better than burgers. End quote. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna just present this thing to him. Is this the painting you're talking about? Ah, right. Let me go on the record here. Yes? I know what you're going to say? Russell, take this. Write brilliant column. End quote. I don't think so. Look, buddy, I'll write a brilliant column about one thing. And that's food. Try to understand. Try to understand. What did he possibly write? He didn't listen to a word I said. Oh, for crying out loud. Ah, right, let me... Okay, he's gonna do this again. I am not caring what you're talking about. Please, shut up. I don't think I can show him anything. Am I gonna stop talking to this guy, or do I actually need to get something noteworthy from his goddamn big-ass mouth? Because goddamn this guy is... He basically like, oh, I'm not talking about this, I'm not gonna talk about that. And I am talking about this and talking about that. And then he talks about the things like... They're fucking talking about, oh, you know about these burgers that might just have a special sauce. Do you think I'm gonna talk about them? No. Oh, let me just tell you something. I was doing this, and I also took a burger with a very special sauce. Like, wait, what? Just, like, this guy is... He is going to fucking break me, I think. Ah! Wait, hold on. It's the same thing. I thought a little bling was a good thing, but... I guess it doesn't really fucking care, actually. Am I gonna leave this guy? I'm gonna leave this guy. I'm done with him. Yo. Right, do you know about this painting? I couldn't really ask... I couldn't really ask the dude before because he was a wacko, but... Apparently I think this thing was stolen. Presenting, are we? I had my fair share of that back in the days. Show my authority's badge a lot too. He may look cool come now, but you should have seen him before. You know me too well, Trucy. Gotta provide this opportunity for a little family bonding. I don't think I'm gonna get anything from him, actually. Wow. It was quiet over here, god damn. Just gonna pour up a drink. Oh, hold on, this is updated. Oh, bollocks, that means that Emma probably is not gonna be there. Which also means that the only one I can talk with is the Wacko. Oh, no, no, she's here. Thank you. Well, how did it go? Found anything out? Actually, there was one thing I want to check with you. Well, what's with that scary face you're making? And what's with the I know something I'm not telling you face going, Emma? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna do talking about this thing, because that's the only thing I know about. Also, I'm gonna have to do it this way, because for some reason I do it the other way. Emma, about this painting. Oh, that. Quite good, isn't it? That's not what I wanted to ask you about. You want to examine it, is that it? I'd be happy to let you, if you had a good reason. But without that, sorry. I guess you want us to do a little footwork on our own first. I'm guessing I need a paper talking about the painting, because that's where he found that information from. I don't know what I'm gonna show him. This? No. I feel there is something wrong with this guy, just because he's him right now. First of all, he's the only witness right now. We get another person in, then perhaps that might be the murderer, but I feel like this guy is... Yeah, I don't like him really. I think I need to do footwork, apparently. I just don't know. I'm gonna present him everything, because this guy is so whack, I don't even know what's going on with this guy. Because he was talking about the painting, which I showed him, and it doesn't apparently give a flying fuck about that. Food, wait. Do I have any food to show him? Pufferfish? Can you actually eat pufferfish? I know pufferfish is basically poisonous, but like, are there people capable of cooking that? But look at this painting. Can you see a rough sketch? Look, this was only half completed. Damn, I'm gonna have a low battery soon. Bloody hell. Does a rough sketch and the finished painting look totally different to you? They do, actually. What's that all about? I need to scan it, but there's no way for me to do that right now. I don't know how I'm gonna actually charge this thing. I don't... There is nothing I can talk to this guy about. Okay, yeah, I think I've given everything, and there is nothing. Ah, looky here, handwritten signature. It says... I can't read it. That seems odd to me. I mean, isn't a signature intended to show ownership? What's the use if no one can read it? Isn't it enough for you? You can read on your own. Oh, I never thought of it that way. So basically that was the father's signature. I thought it was like the hat thing, which I saw before as well, like here. Apparently not. Okay, so you want me to do something. Do we have like a... Wait, hold on. Do we have a newspaper in here? No, we have floating. What is that? No, I am not doing with the ring. There is a package there. Also, why would a magician need flying spaghetti? Like, seriously, is there a magic trick including this thing? Or is that just for shits and shows? Well, for first of all, it would be a magic show, so I guess it would be for show. Talk? No. I can't really show him anything, I think. Okay, this is... I'm gonna have to do something. I just don't really know. I thought that kid was standing in the flowers, and I was about to just say, God damn, why are you standing in those goddamn flowers? But get out of there. We were standing on the edge. Okay, no one is here, so that's not gonna really do much. It updated in here, but I'm getting the feeling that's because of the painting thing. Is there a newspaper in here or something, perhaps? I wouldn't mind taking a closer look at those paintings. I just love oils. Oils, you know? Oh, and something. These paintings are all dry. I'm just surprised at how different these all are. Yeah, and what's going on with this half-finished one? It's been a work in progress. You can still see the rough sketch below. That's what's so weird. The sketch part doesn't really fit with the finished part. I noticed. That is weird. Yeah, the problem is there is nothing really that does anything for us with that. Oh, even this actually shows it's fine. Okay, so the question is, what exactly do you want me to deal with this thing? Hey! There's a painting hidden back here. Hey, you're right. Well, this is embarrassing somehow, and I didn't want anyone to see it. Certainly seem pleased by the possibility. Yo, wait a second. This is the real peach one? Yeah, it's so normal. That's hardly something to get mad about. What is it, Apollo? Well, doesn't this painting look like... Never mind. It does. Better get a professional opinion on this. Okay, that explains things. I didn't... Oh, yeah, now I know I didn't see it. I saw this part and didn't really see this part. So for me, this was another painting completely. Yo, Emma. About this. This painting came from behind that dresser. Ah, yes, so. It was stolen, no? I was hoping you wouldn't figure that out. Do you think you could tell us a bit about this? I suppose. It's what you think. Drew Misham was a forger. A forger? Okay. The plot thickens like probably the old-ass coffee. So, what exactly is a forger? Well, basically it's someone who makes forgeries. Fakes, in other words. Fakes! Copies of an original. Exact copies, so precise you can tell them apart. Well, why not just photocopy them? The big problem with forgeries is that people try to sell them as a real article. It's a crime, of course. So, Drew Misham was a criminal? I'm afraid so. He received money to create elaborate forgeries. To supplement his work in illustration, I guess. I see. Actually, that's why I brought this here in the first place. What do you mean? When you're trying to determine if a painting is a forgery, the rough sketch underneath can be a valuable clue. So the rough sketch is like practice for a real thing. Like doing a magic trick in front of a mirror before you go on stage. But in the case of a forgery, not necessarily anyway. You know what the finished product is going to look like after all. Oh, yeah, I guess you would. That's why I brought this. I'm going to use it to see what's underneath the painting of the finished pieces. I get it now. Not that I really need to go to such a length. Seeing as how one of the paintings was only half finished anyway. Still, like, we need to see Mr. Misham's rough sketches. Kind of like what he was drawing when he thought no one was looking. True, that would be interesting. And might be valuable for a case. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. Flatty will get you everywhere, they say. Maybe I should ask Emma. Okay, so... we're talking about... Well, let's start with the one that is very obvious. I kind of wanted to see the rough sketch on this painting. And I was wondering if your tool might do the trick. Oh, fine, fine. Just this time, though. Let's check it out. Well, at the same time, it's not like she's helping us. We're basically doing this on our own. Ooh. Oh, okay. Now I can see the layer thing on that. So it's not just randomized, I guess. Ooh, hold on. Scan, scan, scan. I hope it doesn't stop me from doing the other ones, because I kind of want to. Interesting. Kind of looks like a chimney. Whoa, wait, what was that? Yeah, something's going on. Is someone standing on top of a tower? Whoa. Who the hell drew Cthulhu? Kinda looks like someone with a guitar. On fire. Yeah, well, wait, hello. Okay, so this kind of reminds me of the last case, where it's basically is him on the tower with a guitar and the guitar is of flames. What the heck? Wow, he really blows. The finished painting isn't anything like the rough. A device like mine didn't exist until recently. He probably thought he could draw any sort of thing he wanted for the rough. What do you mean? Well, in the past you could only analyze the composition of a rough sketch. Composition? In other words, the traces of the charcoal between paint and canvas. So you could tell if they had been rough sketch. But not what it looked like. I think I follow you. So in essence, it wouldn't matter what was underneath the finished painting. Some pros could actually paint out a rough sketch entirely. And then do completely new paintings on top of that. So Mr. Misham was drawing whatever he wanted before painting over them. Possibly. Is there a problem with that? Not particularly, but something about the sketch feels kind of odd. You're awfully silent all of a sudden, Apollo. You think we could check out one of the other paintings? Well, sure. You like this detection stuff, don't you? Yeah, absolutely. I think this is actually kind of fascinating for some reason. Okay, so this is kind of generic, because that's not the same as the other one was. But like, well, it is the same as the other one was. There we go. Yeah, this is... What in the... Wait, what is this for something? Wait, hold on, that's the noodle stand where someone died. Is this fucker having premonitions of some sort of shit? This one too. What's wrong, Apollo? It looks so serious all of a sudden. You think I could just look at the last one of these? Fine by me, knock yourself out. What in the world? Because yeah, the other one was like just in flames, like, huh, that's kind of interesting. Because it doesn't happen like that long ago. But now we just saw that was like the first trial we had. Are we having like premonitions or some sort of shit? What's going on here? Okay, what is this gonna be about? I don't think I'm gonna know what this one is. No, wait, what cases did we do? We did a noodle stand. We did the fire and flames. Wait, have we only done those two? I guess I realize whenever I see this one, I guess. Oh, yes, the poker. Oh, yeah, the poker thing. When we actually met Trucy the first time. I completely forgot about that. I thought, for some reason, I thought like that was the tutorial thing. But it wasn't. What the actual... What is going on here? The worst part is I did remember that in the beginning of this one, the painting we see here, there was someone painting while they were playing cards. I kind of forgot we didn't actually see a goddamn painter. No, this is... I don't know what to even think of this. What the heck is all this? I hesitate to ask why you get so excited. You sure the device isn't leaking some kind of strange radiation? Trucy, look at these 3 sketches. Do you notice anything? The first playing cards, the noodle stand, and the fire and flames on the tower. Yeah, that's... They're... Now you're both white as a sheet. What's going on? These sketches are 3 of the cases I worked on. What? The murder in the poker room at the Borch Bowl Club. The dead man pulling the noodle stand. And then... the events that transpired during Gavinir's concert. What could it mean? How could he have drawn those things? And why? That's what I want to know. Wait, is Drew Misham your father? Give me a break. Does that seem even remotely possible to you? Yeah, that is... I never even heard of any Drew Misham before. I hadn't even seen a picture of him. But there were my cases drawn on this canvas. I'm glad even they actually figured that out themselves. Every single one of them. It couldn't have been a coincidence. Just, who was this Drew Misham and what did he have to do with me? Oh, yeah, now the plot thickens like even thicker than thicker before. Like, I do not know what to say about this, actually. I am taken by this, though, because I really love these games, and this is just tickling my fancy. It is tickling my fancy. I don't know, actually, where I'm most ticklish, so I couldn't really say a place. So I don't know where my fancy is. October 8th, 9:48 a.m. Good morning. So, you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy right. That's right with a W, not the right. Jesus. We're on your side. You can tell us anything, please. Good morning. She speaks. Not bad. I think you could do better, a little more spily, you know. You're so pretty, you need to sell yourself, you know. Trucy, let's take it easy for the starters. Oh, good God. Thank you for taking my case. Okay, the teddy bear like pantaloons are actually kind of adorable. Okay, well, that's a start, I guess. Here she goes with the nail polish again. That's great, really. It's so cultured. Wait, no, it's not a bear. It's a lion. Want to try? Oh, really? Girls. Well, I haven't really learned much about that. The victim, Drew Misham, was a forger. And a stole painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really. And maybe one that led to his death. That's not what is the most fascinating thing about this. What's most fascinating is his goddamn rough sketches, which is basically just fucking psychic powers. Which, well, we have seen like spiritualism in this game, so it's not an impossibility to be per se. Like it might just actually exist. We have seen weirder shit, and trust me, we are gonna see much weirder shit in the other games. Well, we'll now begin the trial of Veramisa. Is the judge okay? His voice is really raspy and is looking around all nervous like. The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time, and may indeed alter our legal system forever. Today is the test of the jurist system, and the first step towards a new order in our courts. That is a sacred mission. The jurists will function like a jury. It is hoped their inclusion will help the court to better reflect the people's will. Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom? 3 closed-circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times. The jurists have access to everything that transpires. Jurists judge well and judge cool. Now see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that. Yeah, sure you were. My apologies, Herr Judge. Jurist, today, Judge, today, trial coolly. If you would be so kind. The jurists are unbound by the letters of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. We're about to find out just what the effect they are going to have. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. The details of the case, if you would. The victim, Mr. Painter, Drew Mishap. He was killed in his own studio. His office was coffee was poisoned. By who, you ask? God, he knows there are cameras on him, and he just loves it. By none other than the defendant, Mira Mishap. There wasn't any poison in the coffee. Doctor, someone has been doing the homework. Indeed, the poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself. The mug? A residue was found on the rim, I see. The autopsy report describes the manner of the victim's death. The court accepts this as evidence. Yeah, I think I'm still not really fully good with my throat still, because it feels really odd making their voices. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna read this thing, because I've not read this before. 52, October 6th, 9 and 9:30, endocrine poisoning. Okay, that sums it up extremely perfectly. According to this report, the victim's death was caused by atropine poisoning, a chemical compound that does not occur naturally. The lethal dosage is a mere 0.02 milligrams. Jesus, that's a little. A touch of atropine in the body is a touch of the Reaper's scythe. Very well. Prosecutor Gavin, you may present your witness. I have for you today a simple man of a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. A journalist, no doubt. God, I'm gonna really not like this guy. The witness will state his name and occupation. Right. Well, for starters, my name is Spark Brussels sprout. My job is a lone observer of the world. In other words, a freelance journalist, right? Yeah. If you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for the record. Yes, Mr. Brussels sprout. I dislike conclusions, specifically the aspect of jumping to conclusions. Preconceptions make park sandbox of endless desert waste, end quote. What was that? But you are a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday. Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you today, a man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Brussels sprout into that Brussels sprout. End quote. Let's hear your testimony then, shall we? A simple case, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out. Jesus, this guy. I visited the studio around 9 that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the atelier. Journalistic history made, end quote. He started brought us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next? Star falls, end quote. No one else entered the room besides her the whole time. That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him. Whatever are you saying, Judge? Need I remind you, the cameras are still rolling today. I felt I need to be a bit more dramatic. You didn't do it, did you? Come on, that's like newsmaker making the news, end quote. Or even competitor witch hunt, end quote. I know, wild accusation rock courtroom, end quote. Jesus. Rock indeed. Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun. Well, I am so happy for him. Okay, is it anyone else that whenever they're trying to like play a role or even just doing voices, actually tries just moving the head and body to it? Because I do that. Very well, Mr. Justice. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, I'm gonna hate this. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. Yeah. Okay, just press everything because I don't even know what's good or bad in this. 9 at night. Isn't that a little late for an interview? Did the great painter Drew Misham says come at 9? I believe me, I go at 9. The first, and it was turned out, last interview with such prolific painter. Right. Can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? You were the first reporter ever in Drew's studio. Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history. A basically significant step for all mankind, but a giant step for that Brussels sprout guy, end quote. If no one on the outside have had access to the studio, then it would serve as a reason that the deed was all done by an insider. By which he means Vera did it. So, how does this epoch-making interview go? I'm just drinking a bit as well, seeing if I can fix a problem with my throat here. Would you mind being a little more specific? Oh, let me tell you, I enjoyed a Koopa. In fact, it all began when I was in 3rd grade. No, wait, 4th grade. That's not what I meant. I believe I know what her forehead is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it? Right, that. That's what I was going to say, really. Well, no. You got a question to ask, you had to be straight up ask it. That's what I tell all the new recruits several times if necessary. Right, a grade school. Right for a grade schooler. That's my motto. That, to be fair, that in a sense is a good idea because it's like what my father said, like when I do school stuff back in the days, like just write like they're idiots. Because then at least they understand and yeah, that's more or less the point. Who touched the coffee? Dunno. I was in the back, looking at the studio's equipment when she served it. And what happened next? The thing is, like, I just feel like I sound different, but it doesn't, like, hurt my throat or anything right now. And just check some stuff a bit quick. Yeah, I'm still there. Just making sure. Just making sure. What is this about a star falling? Star falls? It's like an old telegram. Sent money over. Zowie, you don't know. That's like a journalism code word. An important personage passes away. A star falls, get it? But there's no gravity in space, is there? Well, true that, but there is still falling stars, which is just meteorites and stuff like that. Wouldn't I think stars would fall, really? Does this matter? Oh boy, this is good stuff. Good stuff. How about star breaks? Ah, like a punch. Yeah, I know. Star dies. Ah, like imagination. Of course, you could go with Drew dies. Straight to the point. I like it. I think we need to hear about something a little more essential. The moment of death, I guess. How about when Mr. Missam passed away? Oh boy, what a scene that was! He put his coffee mug down with a crash, right? Yes, and then? Then the cold finger of death touches his spine. Life's flame sputters and fails. So cold was that touch, he could do nothing but tremble uncontrollably. Actually, life's flame, a little tired. Life's river frozen over? Oh yes, that's a go. I think he's starting his article already. Could you describe a little more simply? Well, as you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. He hit the floor, as they say. Artist seizures his final performance. End quote. Anthraquinine paralyzes the central nervous system. The body arcs back like a bow, the limbs tremble. That's quite enough of that. Some of us won't be able to sleep tonight. Oh, yeah? Well, I want details. Lots of juicy details. For you, you can listen to our last year's hit single. Anthraquinine, My Love by the Governors, available at major music outlets. The point here is that the victim died of anthraquinine poisoning. Well, Mr. Justice, how did you find that testimony? Not important. I don't think that's important, because it was like, oh, he died of poisoning. Yeah, we know that. So I'm gonna have to ask him something else. So let's go back here. Let's do this. Yeah, is my voice sounding odder today? Because it feels odder when I like hear myself right now. The store's coffee. The same Mr. Misham had the coffee too. But did you actually see him drink the coffee? Of course! He who sees it wins! But he who says it wins bigger, end quote. I live in a man sees dog eat world and write about it world yet. Jeez, I cannot write and read that. I don't know why. Yet. As I can't see, I saw him drink it really. He had one so-called sip. If that. Man puts lips to mug, drinks, end quote. That poison is quite virulent, I hear. The stomach did so-called somersault. And gulped down that coffee without so much of a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's there. Some kind of so-called trick. And wants to venture a guess for a record. This guy have a pause button? I cannot hope he has. Well, Mr. Justice, did you find that testimony valuable? Not really. I'm gonna ask his coffee first. Very well, please continue with the testimony. Okay, so let's just go back here, do this again. Let's ask about his coffee. Also, I forgot I could actually skip, so let's just do that. So, you drank the coffee that Vera served you, too. Of course, when someone serves you coffee, you drink it. That's what my old boss always used to say. Never did get what he meant by it, though. But you're still alive, which is to say you didn't die. Ah, of course not. No point failing before you're a star, end quote. That's not exactly what I was getting at. Also, I'm just getting out of air when I does his voice, goddamn. What are you getting at then? You know the poison was on the rim, not the coffee. Oh, yes. There were 2 cups on the tray she brought. And one of the cups had Drew's signature painted on the side. Not a chance a guest would take it that one by mistake, I guess. Not important. One of these is important, but which one is important of these? Okay, I think the coffee one. So let's go with his coffee one. Because the only thing where they say with the other thing is he died by poisoning. We know that. So I'm gonna go with the Star's coffee. And we're gonna add that to the testimony, just to see what we can get from it. Okay, very important. The victim drank his coffee, then immediately fell over. Oh, yes, yes. You can go to press with that one. Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the testimony. Very well. The witness will add this to his testimony. Vital? Right. So, he either took a sip or he didn't, and then fell over. Ah, yes. Undoubtedly. Just like that. Wham bam. So Mr. Missum drank the coffee and fell over immediately. I think Brussels telling the truth too. So, should I get him to talk about something else? The moment of death. About when Mr. Misham passed away. Oh boy, what a scene that was. It was his coffee mug down with a... Oh, okay, we just moves here. Okay, so we have seen this. I can basically just change if I don't like it. Okay, there is some... If I can change it like that, then that means there should be something interesting there. Okay, so... endocrine poisoning. Frame with poison in it. Mug with poison on it. Is there anything I have that seems interesting enough? Okay, let's just add it to the testimony and see what we can find here. You say it was definitely death by poison. How can you be so sure? Hey, look, I'm a journalist. I see a lot of things. I've had more than my share of experience with so-called poisonings. Man eats fishy fish, goes bye-bye, end quote. Food poisoning doesn't count. Should I get him to talk about something else? Brussels coffee. I don't know which one of these actually is the most interesting to have. Because I just feel like everything is like he got poisoned. Yes. He took a sip. Yes. Okay. I drank the coffee too, but I'm not dead yet. Fair enough. You sure you drank the coffee? But it say that the victim took one sip and fell over, and you still kept drinking. Of course! Drink your coffee when it's hot, never when it's not. As my old boss used to say always. Never really knew what he meant by it. I don't know. Like, this is actually... Okay, so the only thing I know is that I'm gonna have to present something on one of these. Should I have, like, a notebook here with me? Just in case I need to, like, make a mental note of some shit that might be needed. I'm gonna have one here, just in case. Okay, so there we go. New one here, and I think I put the pen in here. Here we go. Does this pen work? It works, good. Oop, almost lost my controller there for a moment. So we have poisoning. We have Brussels coffee, and we have Star coffee. Something there. Trick. Yeah, very important. Okay, I'm just gonna add this here. How did they actually say how fast it was? Oh, whoa. Slow acting deadly poison. The question is, okay, you know what? Let's press this first. Okay, so we should go with the moment of death. Oh boy, what a scene that. We push his coffee mug down with a crash, right? Yeah. And then cold finger of death. Okay, no, it is his coffee. I think. So let's just go here, take this. Okay, I for some reason I thought it was a fast acting poison. But no, it did say it was a slow acting poison. Okay, yeah, okay, no, it is the coffee. Because in the coffee it says it takes one sip and bam it goes. So basically we are gonna talk about the Stars coffee. It's very important. He had one sip, if that, the next moment it was on the floor. Yes, which we're gonna do his. There. Traces of slow acting deadly poison. You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used. Atroquinine. Oh, Prosecutor Gabby was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligram paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pile. Why are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. Which I'm getting he actually did with purpose. An omission? Anthraquinine is as virulent as he says. But death doesn't come upon ingestion, not immediately. That's because anthraquinine is slow acting. Slow acting? According to one forensic scientist, it's one of the most virulent poisons, but absorbing into the body and strangely slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of the ingestion to adverse effects to show. If we suppose that the moment of Mr. Misham sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have had time left to enjoy his last cup of joe. God, that guy is kind of skinny, like he's almost as skinny as I am. Or I am more or less as skinny as he is. The other way around. What? Why, that contradicts the entire testimony we just heard. Well, Mr. Brussel, anything to say on the record? Slow acting. Slow acting. It was virulent, alright. Even then, it had already begun digging claws into the journalist. He's working as a scoop. Oh, hi there. It's Brussel, yeah? Brussel. Or Brussels sprout. Let's take a trip back down memory lane. Huh? Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. It is vital. You know what I think? I think that was a not so subliminal suggestion. End quote. I admit it does cause a problem if he died when you said he died. It would be forced to say off Witherspoon to my simple case. And you would be forced to say farewell to your article. Come again? You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye. Okay, scoop. Oh my god, what are you doing? Why are you brushing your fucking mouth to tongue? Please stop that, actually. Look, wait, just wait a second. Just 1 second. Perhaps 2, just in case. We're waiting, I'll with it. I think I just recalled, so A so-called important detail. The rival of recollection, end quote. Story survival, end quote. Attorney utterly confused, end quote. Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I heard of poisons that takes its sweet time, see? Oh, but not what I've seen saying for the last few minutes, apparently. Mr. Brussel, are you saying you noticed something that explains what happened? Oh, you bet I am. The antidote for a poisonous contradiction. End quote, you might say. Or I still have no idea what you're talking about. End quote, I might say. I figured it out, but only after in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned the cat coffee. I just realized when you look on him from the front, he just has his neck straight. But in the back, it's like a fucking owl or something. Yo, Badger, welcome to the stream. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. But yes, welcome, welcome. That Mr. Missam died the instant he drank. Of course, standing to my testimony. And my dream of exclusive rights to this story. I suppose it was too much to hope for. What was? Of course, he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him. Him? Phoenix Wright, who else? Herr Brussels sprout. Report for us, if you mind. What is it that you noticed? Oh, good God. Yeah, we're going in on a fucking roller coaster with this guy. Apparently, someone was murdered by quote-unquote coffee when he took a sip of a drink. But this guy said that he took a sip and then died directly. By a slow-acting poison, which means that that could not have happened. Not only that, but apparently the painter who died was, I don't know, psychic. I say he is psychic because each painting had an image, or a rough image, not the painting itself, but only the rough thing beneath it. The rough sketch was from all or other cases. Ugh. This court is a critical trial to the jury system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Missam was at the desk. I feel like I'm very, very loud when I become that guy, actually. I'm sorry for that. Anyone do tell me if I am too loud with this guy. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note? No. A suicide note? Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face incredible as a quadratic equation, end quote. What? Oh my god. Suicide, poor Mr. Missam. But that means Vera's innocent. Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview? Oh. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. I'm not doing great. Things have only gone from bad to worse. I am really sorry to hear that. I really hope it goes and get better for you soon. Because that does really not sound like a good time. But yes, I hope it gets better, absolutely. I'm gonna... Nope. It is difficult to bloody find emotes here, because I'm gonna give you some emotes because you need emotes. Because that's the only way I can basically just... Hold on, where is it? You need something special here. You need these, there we go. That's the only way I can describe it, but yeah. I hope it actually gets better for you soon. That is not fun to hear. But yes, do take care, and I do hope it gets better. I think I already know what this is, though. And now I think about it, what it was a suicide note, so... I think it is here, I might be wrong. Objection! Oh, it was not here. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna press first. I know what letter he's talking about. I guess you just don't know when to use it. Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Misham? Well, his daughter Vera, of course. Was anyone beside Mr. Misham and Vera present? Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse. The only person who didn't belong to that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Brussel? Yeah, I know what you're doing. I know your game. I've only used a classic Ramsden phenomenon ploy, end quote. Ramsden phenomenon? What is that? If you intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, correct? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we? So you put the letter away when he saw you. Early reporter gets the worm, end quote. That's my secret. I'm not sure I follow. It is the night of the interview. I arrived 15 minutes ahead of schedule. The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? Mr. Misham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into that yellow envelope. Yellow envelope as fast as he could. I know a secret when I spot one. It seems significant. Well, Mr. Justice. I wonder. It does have the ring of something important. I can add it. I am mostly just questioned about the color. Yellow envelope. Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. And you saw him seal this yellow envelope with a letter. Hey, don't look at me like that. Oh, that was just the ad thing. Look at me like that. I saw what I saw. Apollo, I think this might be our big break, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm just making sure that it's actually the true thing there. It is now. It's when I'm gonna use it. Because it's not a yellow. It's a red. As it just so happens, there was a single letter in the desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope. Oh, Jesus. Prosecutor Gavin. Yes. Was a yellow envelope found at the crime scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But I have forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope. I guess. But not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already 7 years ago. Well, Mr. Brussel, I can explain that. True, right? He wanted to get that letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of sight, off my bad and beady eyes, right? So grab the nearest envelope and crammed away. That was about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, Clutch Chump. Well, Mr. Justice, I have anything to say about the witness claims. That night, the victim put a letter he had been writing in that envelope. It's impossible. That's impossible. A little expression, so full of confidence. It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated content of the envelope with the assistance of forensic science. What? Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Misham. Oh. Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. Good, yeah. I hope it gets better. Order, everyone. Mr. Brussels sprout, can you explain this to the court? Oh, my. How could I have forgotten? I suppose this to happen to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots, so in court. I am still waiting for the explanation, Mr. Brussels sprout. Well, that's the thing, see? After he puts his letter into that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. his desk drawer. Yes, a stamp. So-called postage stamp, end quote. A stamp? Whatever for? Well, to mail his letter, what else? And then, why, yes, I think I saw him put it in his letterbox. Yes, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in that box. Well, apparently this... Oh, how I wish I did. Just think of what the word suicide note. What a story. Star writes suicide note in front of reporter. False. End quote. I was saying that has nothing to do with this case. That said. Yes, Your Honor. It makes me wonder about the content of that red envelope. Yeah, we managed to scan it because we never opened it, actually. 100,000 is quite a good deal of money. So it was from 7 years ago, yeah? Well, you seem to have managed to find something. So, am I finished here? I mean, am I finished here? I was thinking of, you know, going home to start writing. Why do I feel like you want to get out of here quick now? Okay, hold on. Why are you so twitchy now going home? I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that a rather unique face. Yeah, come on. Thorny has active imagination, little else, end quote. Even I noticed something. And my eyes aren't that, what they used to be. You know, I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is about. Judge has an active imagination, end quote. Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story. Oh, could you please not stop doing that? I hate when you do that with your tongue. I'm the one asking the question here, usually. You're nervous about something, at least. Also, I know that one of those feather things was left at the crime scene, so either he took one of them, or he left one of them. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Report leverage story. Gets his interview and end quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew talent was without compare. So you threatened to go to the press with this story. That's how you got your interview. Blackmail. Well, yes. I mean, no. I wasn't exactly black. I mean, no. Something wrong, Mr. Brussels Sprout. Look. This is my story. My tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood. End quote. I see. While you have me chatting away here, what's going on out there? What if someone Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? You'll be going to the press while I'm going to waste. The 4 court fees are paid, Mr. Brussels Sprout. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. Certain case 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago? Okay, so now we can do this. Okay, I'm gonna just do this on anything. Of these, just in case. Because I don't really know what I'm, like, looking for. I can go quite far down, actually. Okay. I'm gonna pass on this one. Okay, doesn't seem like it, but good god, that smile is actually kind of fucking terrifying. Okay, let's wait with this until we like know a bit more, I guess. The victim, Drew Missam, had an aversion to reporters. Boy, I guess. Not even my considerable charms did much for him. Until I finally got my thumbs up, that is. Maybe you can elaborate on that bit for us. Okay, so that's just not much. I guess like 3, 4, 5 is the one we're gonna deal with. Exactly what sort of story was this? Oh, a little one, like I said. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing in between. End quote. I might have suggested I had lead on this particular story, but I didn't threaten cajoles or nothing. Honest. Cajole? What is cajole? So a suggestion was enough to get an interview. Mr. Missam must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. A certain case 7 years ago. Tell us what case. Let me say one thing, Mr. Tony. And you can quote me on this. I can't talk about that case. Why not? It's about journalistic pride and such staunchness and celebrity and connections. Journalist reveals source only over his dead body, end quote. What will it be? Gonna strangle me? Dead men don't tell tales, Mr. Thorny. Sounds pretty determined not to talk. Our chance of breaking his will aren't looking good. On the one hand, we have your story, and on the other, this letter. What makes you think the two are related? Oh, I was just saying it is possible. Call a reporter's intuition, end quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. I'm going to pick all of them apart, be my guest. All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious ones. I see. Anything else to add about the Miss Ham? Just how amazing was Mr. Missam's talent? Oh, Howie boy, I mean, he's a star, man, a star. The flow of his brush is like a great undulating river across the canvas. Artist paints line up studio like sun, end quote. This guy full of wacky gestures, but that one just now was wacky and unusual. This kinda nervous to me, Apollo. Definitely. I sense it's something different than before. It's okay, so there is something a bit lying there at least. Hold on, I'm just gonna scratch my ear a bit. Something powerful enough to drag Drew Missam out of hiding. I wonder. Maybe it had something to do with Mr. Missam's art. Okay, so I guess it's either the last one, I guess. Oh, hold on. Okay, his brush is still there. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. Okay. That doesn't seem to be it. Okay, does he have any other nervous thing going on somewhere? Doesn't seem to be anything here. Sorry if I'm quiet. I'm just like very thinking right now. Also, I think I used up all my goddamn oxygen while talking like this, dude. I am not entirely sure what I'm looking for here, but it is lying in one of these. I just need to find what is actually like... Okay, hold on. Did it like start... Didn't it shake that thing? Hold on here. Here again. No, I thought it started shaking again. What is going on here? I'm looking for something. It's saying something about something like it's going nervous somewhere. I can't see anything. Like, that's the only one when it basically, like, turns around a bit, so... The question is, where is it? I'm just checking if it's, like, swallowing a lot here. But I guess it's not. Okay, here again. I can't see anything changing anywhere. Yeah, sorry if I am quiet. Like, I'm just trying to, like, concentrate and trying to figure out what's going on here, because I can't see anything changing, really. Any tips out there? I feel like it must be one of the last 3 ones. But I still don't know really which one it is. Because this guy is nervous from the beginning, like trying to find a nervous way of living is just gonna be difficult for me. I think I've been like everywhere right now. I can't see anything that is different. I always thought he actually bonked his head with the toothbrush here, but apparently it's not. He's lying about something. But I don't know what. Yeah, I don't really know. I can't see anything changing on him. Okay. I'm gonna focus a bit on the hand now, because I haven't really focused on the hand before. When does it do this as well? Okay, it does it here. I'm gonna go and check the hand now. Just in case. No. The problem is, like, the perception of this is so bad that I'm trying to find something that is, like, specific, but my area of vision is so goddamn small. What could he lie about? Where could he lie about it? The thing is, like, when I comment on this one, yeah, he looks very nervous. And he only brings that up here, so I'm guessing it's gonna be on this one. Because the other left like a bad taste in my mouth. It's more like I have gone too far. I'm gonna start over now. I feel it is this one then, but when, where, and what? Okay, nothing here either. I feel I'm gonna have to more or less cheat because I don't know. Like, my brain can't really comprehend what's going on right now. Like, for some reason, my brain is just like standing still. Like, I know that I'm looking for something, but like, I can't see it. I just need a bit of tip of this one, to be honest. I think it was case 3, this one, right? No. Oh, apparently it's case 4. Apparently I needed help with case 3 last time. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. God damn it. Okay. Day 1 investigation. Trial. The autopsy. Press on statement 4. Present coffee mug. Say what will, but Drew's talent. Drew's talent. Yeah, so it was Drew's talent. Okay. Okay, I'm actually gonna check where it is because I can't see it. I've been looking here for a while now. Receive Brussels' right armpit. Wait, what? Here again, his right armpit. Whoa, I didn't. Yeah, that was hella difficult to see. Yo, that was not the easiest one to see. Oh, I can understand why. But I was so focused on anything that moved that seeing him just getting a normal thing was just like so strange. That was... okay, fair enough. So it was at least on this one, so I was right just because they commented on it. I just couldn't find the problem. Yeah, well, I mean, I can't help... a man can't help his glands, you know? It's more than that. When Mr. Misham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets. Yeah. You're hiding something about his talent. What? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Misham's true talent lay. I guess this one, because this is a... I can't help but wonder what the court is supposed to conclude from this evidence. Ah, Jesus. Okay, let's try... okay, so I took the false one, the forgery. So I'm guessing it's gonna be the real one. Yeah, okay, that was the real one, not a fake one. I was at least on the right track there. This painting was found in Mr. Misham's studio. There are two problems with this painting. The first, it wasn't painted by Mr. Misham's. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then I have a letter discussing a payment of 100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries. Ow. And I guess you knew about that. That is all, Your Honor. Everyone, please. Can we keep this private, please? This is my story, my scoop. Forgery? That's a serious crime. Andrew Misham is known as an artist these days, but there were rumors he dabbled with another kind of art until a few years back. Another art, meaning forgery. Andrew Misham was talented, alright, talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that certain criminals element were quick to discover. Criminal elements? Well, you can't seriously be talking about... Exactly, I'm talking about forging evidence. A rumor started circulating 7 years ago. 7 years ago? So, are we to understand that this letter, this payment of 100,000 was for... Exactly. Forged evidence, net tidy profit, end quote. Fair enough. Order, everyone, order. Why? It's like our victim was living a double life. This is my chance. So, the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have plenty of enemies we know nothing about. Oh, this is what my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connection when we conducted our investigation. But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there is a possibility of some legal activity here. Illegal. But there is no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was and remains a simple form from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course. Hey. The only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews. Mr. Brussels Sprout, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well for your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism rock solid. Your journalism is so solid you could stand on an elephant on it. End quote. In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial is over. Apollo, what is he talking about? The cross-examination showed Mr. Brussels didn't have reason or means to poison him. As long as there is no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera, that's that. This next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Brussels, your testimony, please. The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She admitted as such herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during that interview was that mug. And nothing left that studio after he died, nothing. Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. Yeah, she poured the coffee. It doesn't mean that she actually touched the mug. That's the thing. That's what I'm kind of stuck with. A nice testimony, clear, succinct, and without room for doubt. Ah, shucks, you really think so? I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your final cross-examination. Right. Still have one more trump card left to play. And I won't let this trial end until I use it. I'm guessing the little frame thing. And you witnessed her pouring the coffee. Of course, I didn't witness it. When she came in with that tray, the coffee was already poured and steaming. Let us not forget the defendant had admitted to pouring the coffee herself. I heard that her statement, I poured, I served, and I killed. What? That last part was just a little joke. I think I'm going to get anywhere with this coffee mug. I need to find another weak spot in the case. You're sure about that? Well, to be really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time. One of those candies might... Yeah, that at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragments of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found. Well, it was a long shot away. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate or drank or otherwise ingested something other than coffee. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof... Okay, so... Mr. Missam ingested that poison via route other than coffee. I can prove it. Proof is possible. I got to risk it. Well, excellent. Let's see your proof then. Please show us your evidence. What evidence show that the victim wasn't poisoned via his coffee mug? Well, at least I got it right because something definitely changed. I must explain this over and over. We don't need possibilities, her forehead. We need proof. I know that. You should also know that every proof has its moment, perhaps a bit early. I can tell you what we know about this point. The victim put nothing to his mouth but that coffee mug. Another hole in this case that needs to be plugged before I can prove anything. But first things first, I better uncover a weak spot. Okay. Frame measuring 2 inches by inches, bearing traces of deadly poison. I kind of want to open it and see if there is anything used to be inside or like stuff like that. Not one thing, you sure? Yep, sure it can be. Well, with one exception. One exception? What? Dear listeners, when Spark Brussels does interviews, leave studio. End quote. Okay, well... come on. It's a joke at it, not funny, I know, but still. That is fair though, he was the only thing that left. Did something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before? Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left that studio right now, that night? just one thing. I think one thing might have very well left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene. Yeah, by which you mean? Something other than a witness. Of course. Oh, don't tell me. We're a mishap. Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Then let's see what you got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. But I do have evidence that shows it could have been taken from the scene. How it could have been taken from the scene. Okay, can't really check that too much. Should I just... Okay. The thing is, this thing is empty. But I have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene. Should I do this thing? Because that's the only way you could have basically did something. It's empty. Yeah, it's empty now. This is the only link between that studio and the outside world. A letterbox? What did Mr. Brussel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that. It was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. The very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night the yellow envelope disappeared. Ah, yes, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing. He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out is how the poison got into Miss Mishap. It is really important that this envelope of the witness says it saw disappeared. Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me. Very well then. The witness will add this to his testimony. You got it. I still think this fails to change anything here, Forehead. I wouldn't be so sure. The letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is exactly the opening I've been looking for. Yeah, not only that, something disappeared. That means that even if it doesn't have anything to do with the crime, it happened under the crime and it happened at the crime scene, which means something happened. Nothing could have been more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio. And you were hiding that fact from us. Yes, well, actually. I don't argue the possibility that letter disappeared from the studio. But therefore, isn't there much more serious question before us? Right, how Mr. Mishap was poisoned, I know. Mr. Brussels Sprout's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. And what he told us means something entirely different now. I'm starting to think. Let's keep thinking, Apollo. You say clearly as though it were obvious. But this claim that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture. Yes, well, you see. In my business, it's all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. A bad habit, I know. Yes, well, actually. I guess this is more a case of ridiculous journalism sound wrong, end quote. The court is forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild conjectures. If only I could believe that. What do you think? Saying seems to be so not flawed. well, that kind of what you want from this testimony, really. I need to keep an eye on what matters. How and why was Jumisam killed? The rapport of the coffee that's not going to change. But if that coffee didn't kill him, I need to find what did and prove it. A letter was put in the post from the studio, but I hardly think that matters. What could have been posted there? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna save here because I am on a wild ride right now with my head. For some reason, I can't really think straight. But my thought is like a letter left the post. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna stretch. Oh god, that was a good stretch. A letter was put in the post from the studio, but I hardly think that matters. Often when you do letters and stuff, you actually like lick the glue thing and then put it down. So it could be that he did that, and that's what poisoned him. So the question is, could I prove that somehow using this? I'm just trying to find what I'm gonna use here. Because I feel I need to have something with poison. Oh, wait, he said he put a stamp on it. Yeah, right, wait a second. He put a stamp on the letter, and I think that stamp is this thing. No, apparently not. I know I'm just shooting randomly here, but there is something going on here. There is something going on here. I think what was on that was a stamp, perhaps. And that's where the poison was. Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay, I can't actually do anything. Yeah, I know I have low battery. I should really charge this thing sometimes. Yeah, I know. I fucked up. Resume last saved game. Okay, so the question is, what am I supposed to prove there? There is... I am gonna have to show proof, but I'm not certain what. Because the only thing it talks about, like, what if that matters. And I already pressed that matter, and it doesn't really seem to change anything. So the question is what I should be doing there. The question is if I'm gonna do that next week, but at the same time, it's like 45 minutes left, not 45, 15 minutes left. Also, why does it feel like this game got so much slower after I updated my Switch? Yeah, okay, so I was just checking if I actually did press it, which I did. So I am gonna present something, but what? Okay, yeah, I have pressed everything. I have pressed absolutely everything, so there is something I need to present there. The question is what, where, and where, how. I did talk about this, right? Oh, I can't skip this because I've actually not read this. How many times have we heard that one have forehead? The poison reached its victim via the coffee mug. From where did that coffee come? Hmm? Not to beat a dead horse again and again, but perhaps you could fill us in. I'm on it. You need a horse to beat? I'm your man. That's a really bad way of saying it. Yeah, and I can skip this, which means I have talked about this. You sure about that? Well, to be really, really precise, I was literally gobbling mint candies the whole time. Okay, I did read that. I do believe our little forehead is growing up. Pity. I will like the rash, youthful forehead best. Wait a second. We already know a letter might have left the studio that night. Couldn't that have opened another path for poisoning? The situation already changed. I just need to take advantage of it. Let's continue the cross-examination. Okay, so here we are with this. Letter was put in the box. So I have basically done anything here. But I don't know, my brain isn't really with me. I don't know why. So the question is, I am actually gonna check this because I am so gone. Like, what is going on here? Yeah, present the letterbox, ignore statement and this statement, press the third. You asked there was something in the coffee, I can prove it. Remember the stamp you saw yesterday? Ignore this statement and press... Oh! I get it now. I get it now. That why that thing changed. Okay, I understand now. So it's not I'm supposed to prove anything on that statement. It's just that that statement popped up because it was something new. The proof is possible. So the question is, what can we prove there then? Alright, this is why I cannot skip anymore. What did you say? I have proof of the disappearing envelope. I saw him writing a letter, I did. Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume. Of course. Which means that the envelope had a stamp on it. A stamp? Oh! As well as you know, stamps come with dried glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it by licking the stamp. No one's worth talking to actually lick stamps in this day and age. Even if you want to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all. Okay, so he licked the stamp. But wait. How does that explain the antiquarian of the rim of the coffee mug? If he licked the back of a poisoned stamp, the poison would get on his tongue, yes? Would you then happen... what would then happen if you put the coffee mug to his mouth, Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Missam. Mr. Missam poisoned the coffee mug himself. Sounds ridiculous, but in a sense it's true. Order, everyone, order. That just sounds ridiculous. But what does that mean? Recall if you would. Antiquarian is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on that envelope. But his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to that coffee cup of Joe. Why is it called a cup of Joe? Was the first guy who actually made coffee called Joe? I don't know. Or is it like a brand of coffee or something? Does that mean that no one killed him? Well, someone must have killed him, but like, he killed in a sense himself by mistake. You have something to add, Mr. Brussel? Also, you realize his name is not Brussel, it's Brush. Brussel. Oh, his nose is picking up another scent. As I believe I mentioned earlier. That's the thing. I see he put his letter in that envelope. Mr. Missam sat there searching his desk drawer for something. Yes, a stamp, so I recall. Postage stamp, end quote. Yeah. But, you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe just run out. Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps, not a single one. That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison? Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used was poison possible. Good show, good show. You can't prove there was a stamp at the scene of the scene in the first place. Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where you evidence that proves the existence of this poison stamp? Yeah, this is very stamp-like, to be honest. Well, that certainly is a cute little frame. And by little, I mean really little. It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see yourself. I noticed that too during my inspection. So why? Apparently you weren't observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Missing something important? What was it? Yes. Pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Antiquinine residue. What? Why wasn't I told about this? The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most. You aren't saying. Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in this small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps? Order, everyone, order! The poison stamp was in this frame. Impossible. Prosecutor Gavin, why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck. You know, I can say something. I had thought, see. What, Mr. Brussels sprout? And please stop jittering around like that. The victim was a forger, right? There was a lot of money in that line of work. Forger and forger's friends makes enemies too, end quote. So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him. I don't know if that's the case, but yeah, it did have poison on it. The question is how long it has been there. Oh, rich. That's rich. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the governor's song lyrics, please. Finally, something we agree on. The stamp was a murder weapon nonsense. Murder is a simple business. Who would go in such lengths? No one. Oh, I disagree. Come again? Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew Missam hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail. The mail? Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet but you knew read letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon. Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I do want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. I might not have evidence per se, but things are finally starting to come together. What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Misham was killed. Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice. A certain piece of evidence, but... Yeah, Sublime Glorious, welcome to the stream. How's it going? It's going slowly but surely. My mind hasn't really been with me, so I needed to check some stuff up on a walkthrough twice. Mostly because I couldn't see that this guy's armpit was sweating. And I thought I was gonna present some evidence, but apparently not. But how are you doing? I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Wait, why am I saying weekend? Yeah, you can see how tired I am now. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. That's how my mind has been, but I guess doing this ridiculous voice for Mr. Brussels sprout here is just using all my goddamn oxygen. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Miss Sam the stamp of death. Huh? How can I can show you how some... Okay, wait, hold on a second. A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Miss Ham the stamp of death. Huh? You should see what I mean with my mind right now. It's not really there. How can I show this? I can show how someone with the intent to kill sent... I'm gonna do this one because that's the only thing I can think. Right now we're talking about letters. No, I'm not sure. It's entirely clear what this proves, Mr. Justice. Okay, yeah, I was wrong. How? Okay, how am I supposed to prove that then? A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you the evidence how someone with intention to kill sent. Oh. Okay, I'm just trying to think here, so sorry if I'm a bit quiet. People will remember what you look like too. It's not a bad idea, actually. Just writing something to Hedgehog. But actually, oh wait, the defender's business card, the address for the studio is on the front. I'm gonna do this. Okay, no, I was wrong. God damn it. I was like, well, there is an address there. You could send it. Yo, Gane, welcome to the stream. I do love that you pop in when the clock is 8. But welcome. How is your Tuesday? I hope everyone has a good Tuesday here. Or hopefully everyone. I just fucked up a bit there. What's up? What's up is my mind is completely blank right now. I'm kind of not lying because I'm trying to figure out some stuff here and I'm just drawing so many blanks today. It's not even really like funny. It's like ridiculous. Otherwise, I'm doing good. Still trying to do some world building. Not the best at it, but I've gotten kind of far. I think I'm gonna try and focus on a bit of like side questing as well. Because a lot of the things I've done for the world building is basically like main things or side main things, but I'm gonna see if I can do like some side things because I feel I'm gonna have to fill the world more with than what I have, but it's not the easiest. I can show you how someone with intent. How can we show it? Fuck it. We have an envelope. Let's use it. Yeah, I kind of thought I was actually wrong, but I just fell for doing it. How can we show it? I can show how someone with intent to kill sent me something to death. Yo, I'm doing good. I had to go back to school to get some papers so I can go that exam I told you about, but they got some information wrong, so I have to go back to Bayonne tomorrow. Fair enough. Trust me, that happens a lot here in Sweden. There's like a lot of shit now and then that happens. I don't really trust like the Swedish school system because sometimes it's just ridiculous. And many people, my sister actually agrees there. I'm gonna just do the painting because he needs to get the forgeries in somehow. No, apparently not. Right now I'm just shooting. Like I don't aim. I'm a stormtrooper right now. I am a Star Wars stormtrooper. I am just shooting. I know I'm missing, but I'm trying again. I have a full-ass magazine right now. Wait, what is the price of this thing? Oh, it was 70. I thought it was at 7,000. I was like, what the fuck is the price of that ticket? Did I use this thing? I'm gonna try that anyway. Why are you raiding me now? It is supposed to be at the end of the stream soon. Thank you so much for the raid. Also, do I sound strange right now? And also, thank you so much for the resubscription. Thank you so much. How did it go? How did the last of your stream go? Also, I'm just gonna close up because I did actually have your stream up in the background there. But how did it go? You get raided. Yeah, I got raided. Objection, ad stars. Yeah, fair enough, actually. It went okay. Fair enough. As long as you had fun. That's the main reason I feel like people should stream. When you have fun, at least. Oh, here comes someone else. But yes, welcome, everybody. Welcome. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Oh. Apparently, the redeem for... No. Or is it just slow? And thank you so much for the follow, Rebel. Thank you, thank you. I'm just trying to do voices here, but I feel like there's something wrong with my voice right now, so something just sounds odd. Why didn't it stand by for action play? Huh, that's odd. Whoop. All three games were unlucky, sadly. Fair enough. I was there for ending of Apex and the beginning of LOL. And I heard a lot about Apex not being fun anymore, so I can absolutely understand. That I would say is the worst thing sometimes with playing like competitives. I don't play that competitive that much. The only one I play recently is just the Pokemon Unite, which yes, I do lose a lot, but for some reason I still enjoy it. Also, yes, I am. Look at this Discord. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Yep. Where can I see it? Where can I see it? Hold on. Where did you send it? In real life pic. Okay. I'm gonna check. Where is there in real life pic? In real life. Oh, hold on. There we go. Eee! Little snake. That's adorable. Hold on. Is it a 3D printed snake? Yeah, it's a 3D printed snake. That's an adorable little snake, actually. That fits so well on your microphone as well. That's adorable. Even even I love it, and I'm just seeing it as a picture. But yes, if people is wondering, then they do go and check out Miss Valko's stream as well. Also, hold on. I'm gonna do this. The question is, yeah, I'm gonna just do the normal one. I know you have so many, but like trying to do them all would be like holy crap. Also, wait a second. You rated me with. I love that for some reason you have like your main thing, but you have the. I'm so confused how that even works. I just realized like your name is the normal name, but you did raid from the secondary channel as well. There we go. Yeah, my mind hasn't really been with me today, so like just seeing that was like, wait a second, like how the hell does this actually work? Uh, what do you mean? You know you didn't? Well, not your account now. You're talking, and I can see that there. But you raided me through the Yakuza Mom VT. That is basically the only thing that is like confusing me. But yes, I do hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday at least.
Stand by
Now
for
it works.
action.
You what? Oh. But have a great rest. Yes, do have a wonderful rest as well. I know it is 8 in the morning for you. You have been streaming all night, half of the night at least. I'm gonna go get food and relax before bed. Yes, do take care. Have a wonderful rest. Only 5 hours. That is still wonderful. In my book, that is still wonderful. I do 3-hour streams. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna have a stretch here as well. Dragging my left, or for my right arm, and my left arm. Oh, speaking of, we actually have a new emote for followers as well. We have the toot emote. Hold on. Where's the emote? Where is the emote? There we go. There is a reason I have this, but I am gonna talk about that later on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a drink as well. But we have the toot emote. Yes! Toot on. And we also have the comfy emote. But that's because I added it as an emote after I made the sticker for it. Yes, toot! Toot on, everyone! Send in an enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor. Yes, have a wonderful lurk. Have a wonderful rest. Eat some good food. I hope the food is good. Yum. I'm gonna eat something later as well. I just don't know what. Probably just an egg sandwich because that, I'm not gonna lie, I kinda eat that like once a day more or less. I used to eat that once a day before at least. Now it's like every second day, I guess. In other words, if I have this straight, the stamp poison. On the stamp, lick, gasp. End of story, end of quote. And yes, this is how I play this game. I make voices, which is good god my voice afterwards. Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? He would have signed the document, put it in the envelope, and put a stamp on it, right? Then we'd have put it in his letterbox. 15 minutes would have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath, and the murder weapon would have been taken away from the scene. Oh, quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system. Another system we need to fix. This is a test trial for a new law system, and apparently they have to fix their postal system now as well. Such a splendid imagination you have, her forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So, this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago. Is that what you have us believe, really? Well... Well, we can always use that spray flask thing that Emma had and just spray it in there. That might just help. It's a little bit of a stretch, but there... Oh, holy crap. Oh, yep, something happened there. But there's a possibility. Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? Well, as small as a stamp. A poison stamp in this envelope. A stamp that has become the murder weapon. How do you intend to prove this seemingly coincidence? Well... it was 7 years ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter. And your answer is silence, I see. Very well. I move to... I think I know who it is, but I'm not gonna do a voice because I have learned my lesson. Last time I basically made a man's voice for a young girl. Oh, what? Oh, okay. I actually kind of got scared there because that bugger is supposed to be in prison. I was like, who the hell sent the hell dog out? Emma. Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression. Did I sound like him? Yeah, there was two of them. Not two of them. One is the brother from the beginning of the game. Oh, also, Gani, you missed something interesting before. Apparently the painter that died is psychic. He managed to paint us behind the paintings. Wait, can I not see that? Oh, goddamn, I cannot see that. But basically, these are the finished paintings. And we scanned these 3 just to see what is the rough sketch looks like. On this one, we had 2 people playing poker. On this one, we had a man dragging a noodle stand. And on this one, we had a tower with a man with a flaming guitar. It's also slightly pain to predict the future, isn't it? Yeah, at least they predict something, because everyone was each of the cases we have been doing, so something is definitely going on here. The only problem is I can't show it. It's like, we did the same thing here to see what says inside here. But unfortunately, we didn't do it with these. Which is kind of sad, because I want to show it now, because that was weird. I'm pretty certain the twin brother of that guy was about to shit himself, because he did think he saw Chris up there. Don't quit your day job. Don't you have a crime scene to looking after, Detective Fraulein? Or Detective Fraulein, okay, fair enough. Someone had to come dig you all out from the mess you're making of this case. Mess? You know, none of this would have happened if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope easy. Yes, spray bottle. It was just that no one wanted to open the goddamn letter. That's why we scanned it. Care to explain yourself, Fraulein? The paint is probably connected to Trucy somehow. Fair enough, actually. I know that Trucy got this letter from Mr. Wright, which was sent from her real father. But the Uncle Valant apparently was about to shit himself when he saw this letter. I'm not joking, he basically freaked out and said, "Can I read that letter?" Nope, you can't, because not even Trucy can read it yet. Care to explain yourself, Fraulein Detective? Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right, the poison detection spray. Yeah. Produce the red envelope at once. You can open it with the authority. Open it on the authority of the court. And yes, this has been saying... Also, this has been saying low battery for the whole goddamn stream. This is a good-ass battery in this thing. God damn. Okay, time to spray. Woo, spray and pray. That's how we play in this house. Oh, hello. Let's go, look at that. Wonderful. Well, would you look at that? No mistaking it. That's anthraquinine residue. Well, there we have the proof. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now, 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last. Wow, it's a slow-acting poison with an even slow-acting event. Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Why does this murder weapon take place 7 years ago? Well, there is one possibility. Maybe Mr. Misham figured it out. Figure what out? He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp. Did he just forget that the stamp was poisonous? I just realized Trucy's name is Trucy because she sees the truth. Are you sure about that? Because sometimes she really has some weird-ass sayings. I don't know if that's because she's a... How old is she? She's like 16. So I was about to say child, but it's like... She's not that young. Okay, 15. You're still here? Can I make a statement here for the record? I sparked Razor Tooth Brussel. Razor Tooth? Also, I know it says... Is it brush? Yeah, Brussel. But I say Brussels sprout. Trucy right. Okay, fair enough. You got me there. You definitely got me there with that. True C's right. Yeah, okay. Definitely. Drew Miss Sam killed in cold blood. By sender of 7-year-old letter. End quote. No. Maybe something more... Zucchini. Yeah, I'm not English by nature. I'm half English. So, how do you pronounce that? I'm gonna call it zucchini. Star falls after 7-year delay. End quote. Jesus, I really don't like when they just bump word on me. I'm like, well, how am I even supposed to pronounce that? The order, everyone. Okay, I see no room for further argument here, though I admit this is all coming as quite a shock. To think that a murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Like, wow. Think of actually forgetting that something apparently for some reason you kept could murder you. Basically like, oh, here you have a stamp. Use this stamp to send a letter back to me. Oh, you're gonna murder me. I'm gonna just put it in a little frame here just to say no, 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 no. And then 7 years later, you just forget that that's the reason you put it there. Stamp is ticket straight to afterlife, end quote. Uh-oh, I think the witness is bad influence on our judge. I see no more further debate on this matter. The sender of the letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant. Apollo, I think we just won. Very well, this court finds a defendant. So, how can he object now? Like, I want to actually know how he can, because all the other times he says it cannot be possible. But I'm the only bugger here trying to actually use evidence. He's the only one saying, nah, it can't be like that. I like how a brush is a witness on a case of a murder painter. Yeah, absolutely. Prosecutor, Gavin? A ticket to the afterlife 7 years ago. The tickets for Gavin's shows are invalid after 2 weeks. Well, for the first of all, I'm pretty certain ticket is like invalid after the show is actually done, so that's a very specific time frame for a ticket. But it doesn't make sense any other way. It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in her forehead's claim. Contradiction? A poison stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Drew Miss Sam have done what he did? Simple. Emma explained that he must have realized it was poisoned. Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Miss Sam sentenced a trap and put a stamp in a frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why 7 years later did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Well, it's as the brush man or Brussels sprout man said. He didn't have any other stamp, but he needed to send it. And for some reason he just goddamn forgot that was supposed to murder him. Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Miss Sam simply forgot. Well, okay, he got me there. He put the murder weapon on a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot. You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself? That is the question. But we don't really have much more, like, information we can really use, can we? Well, I admit this is all quite shocking myself. It does seem highly unlikely that he would fall foul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years. Apollo, I don't think we're winning, and I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We have been waiting for you. Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope? The poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to the court for us? I really hate him sometimes. Just because we did say there is residue of the poison where a stamp was. There is residue in the... What is that from emote? Hold on, I'm gonna have to check this. That's adorable. Spin! Yes, a spin. Good spin. And then he just is like, oh yeah, this is it, this is it. And now it's like, oh, where is the stamp? Can you give the stamp to us? Oh, the stamp doesn't exist. Well then, like, mate, please. We have proof that there was residue there. There was residue there. I don't understand why we are the only one that has to show proof when he can't even prove against us. Like, Jesus, that's the only thing I really don't like sometimes with these people is like, oh, you need proof, but what I need is words. I see no proof such a thing ever exists. What about the antiquin residue, huh? Oh, I agree, that does seem to be antiquin residue. But her forehead, it's certain no stamp. Yeah, but even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Miss Sam never would have used it. Yeah, this is conjecture, because you're saying he would never use it. Why would he never use it? Prove me why he would never use it. Well, at the same time, the poison, but as I said, why would he have forgot? He could have forgot. That is all. So technically, we're still on a we are going towards our point, other than he's just putting a wall in between so we cannot go to the finish line. We're just gonna have to stay here. I believe we come to a conclusion again. Apollo, were we wrong the whole time? I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be coincidence. I like to bring some closure to this issue. Sometime this year. Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor. Let's review the fact and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Misham received a red envelope. There were traces of the poison antiquin on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene. On this tiny picture frame. The fence has indicated there was possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime with a poison stamp on it. Ah, yes. But even if this envelope contained a poison stamp, and Drew Miss Sam knowing this, put it in a frame. He never would have used that. I really hate he never would have. Like, seriously, there are some people that easily forget things, and it was 7 years ago. I'm afraid you're right. Which means there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case. Well, fatal and fatal. It's not like, oh, it must be her poisoning him through the coffee mug. Because first of all, we have found poison on 3 different things now. And for them to say, oh, it's her who did it because she was the only one there, like, Jesus. Doesn't matter if it's 1 week or 7 days. People are bound to forget stuff, framed or not, yeah. I haven't been wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. Yeah, you say that, but I have been shooting like a goddamn stormtrooper. I'm not joking for those who just came in here with the raid. Also, just realized I haven't even introduced myself. My name is Lord of South, and I play variety games, for those who actually stuck around. For right now, I'm playing Apollo Justice, a trilogy. We're still in the first game on the, I think, the last trial. I'm a bit uncertain about that. Yeah, I don't have really a way to introduce myself yet. I'm not really used to do that. The traces of Adderquin is the envelope of the frame, and the Drew Missam's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? I'm gonna have to write down an introduction, because I don't have any. Dude, I bet you don't even remember the name of that dish I told you about. Fuck, kinda not, but the name... It was like Radaham? Ran? Was it Ran or something? I know I still have the link on my phone up. I feel it was something Randahan or something similar, but yeah, it's not even like close to any sort of Swedish word, so it doesn't surprise me I wouldn't remember that. Definitely. We seem to have the logical outcome also. I did ask my father Lol, boom, that's enough proof right there. Yeah, exactly. But also, I did tell my father about it and told him, like, oh, it's meat, it's rice, it's this. And he said, like, yeah, fix that to me. He actually wants to try it, definitely. We've seen that logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. A fake clue. Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fences will prove quite reasonable, yeah? The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison trail is none other than... Is he a... Drumisam? It's called... Rendang. Oh, yeah, Rendang. So I was right with Ren. But I think I said Thang, right? Renthang. I was right with Ren. But yeah, as I said, I still have the link on my phone. Also, I'm gonna write it down, actually. Rendang. Recipe. There we go. Just in case. Could Drew miss him? Okay, but just because the frames seem to be like... This is a small little square with poison. This is a small little square with poison. I feel like for some reason this must be the wrong thing. But that's because that's the only thing that is like not one of those two. The victim was a fake clue. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself. Congratulations, you completely lost me. So the fake evidence is none other than the master fake himself, the forger. It makes a good story, I'll give you that. The fake clue, fakes, forgeries. I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face. Also, sometimes I can, like, you come out from the toilet with the same face. I'm kind of wondering. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. God, I have been doing that whole day, to be honest. What if our forger is the fake? Come again. 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a stamp and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why? That is what I want to know. Could someone please, for goodness sake, tell me? Because the forger who was killed was a fake. Here we are again. The victim was a fake. Okay, to be honest, even I am out of the loop right now. What's going on here? One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's two forgers, and one of them was fake. Order, everyone, order. Okay, this is going... Yeah, I have no clue what's going on about right now. I was clueless for like half of this stream, and now I'm even more clueless. So, you are telling us that Drew Misham, the victim, was a fake. Well, if he was the fake, who was the real forger? You better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo. I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story. Mr. Justice, wait, hold on. Oh, shit. It says Drew Studio, but it does say Vera Misham. Could Vera Misham be the one that actually is the... It was the real Drew Misham was. If Drew Misham wasn't the real forger, there's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor? For the forger Drew Misham was himself a forgery. The real forger was... This is the only one it can be. There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger, known as Drew Misham, is none other than his only daughter, Vera Misham. Get the order, everyone, order. Mr. Justice, this is going out on a limb, even for you. I kinda agree. agree. I mean, Vera, a forger. Let's consider it before you write off your end entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. And then after this is well, hold on. My mouth didn't understand what my brain was trying to think here. Imagine if they legit did just say, did a MGS on Metal Gear Solid 5, and the victim was the body double. Oh, fair enough. That was actually what my brain went with before. I was like, wait a second, do you mean that they switched bodies or something? Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Misham's and Vera Misham's. If we know that Drew Misham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility by a process of elimination. Okay, now it at least start to make some sense, but at the same time, how old is she? Hold on, I'm just curious because like, oh, I'm on autoplay, turn off autoplay. I'm gonna lose my mind if I have autoplay on. I'm gonna check because I feel like she was like 7 years old when that happened, but I might be wrong. Hold on. How old is she actually? Could she be a forger? If she was the forger 7 years ago, she would be fucking 12. Holy shit. Yeah, if that's the case, then goddamn. Fascinating. Well, I'm not gonna say anything. There might actually be, like, kids that are very good at things like this, but goddamn. Vera Misham. You have been paying attention to the trial so far, yes? Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger, Drew Misham? I think she has stage fright because, well, first of all, she needs a lucky amulet to go outside. Was that an expression of emotion I just saw on her face? She's staring holes into prosecutor Gavin's face. Oh, yeah, she is the one that forgers, because as I said, in this painting, it's very difficult to see, but this is a tower. This is a man on fire with a guitar. If someone wasn't around but still managed to paint this, basically paint what happened on the scene on their what do you call it? On their concert, wouldn't she be kinda, I don't know, confused or shocked by seeing him here? I used to be stared at by Fräuleins, believe me, though they usually talk to me too. Tell us, were the one who forged those works of art? So, well, this basically proves to me she has seen the ground painting, if we say so. The rough sketch behind the painting. Yes. So the forger Drew Misham was you. Yes, it was me. What is that supposed to be? Actually, what is that supposed to be? Oh, I think it's like a mouth and a teary eye, I guess? What? What? True, she probably thought he was dead because of the painting. Yeah, because they weren't like real life, you know, like you take a photograph where you basically paint something in front of you. Because as I said, that was a man on fire. The other one, I'm not gonna lie, kind of looked like a wooden zombie, like pulling a 18th century noodle stand behind him. Like they were kind of like, I don't know, modern or antique in the way of how they looked. So they weren't like lifelike. But they were definitely something going on there. So I guess that's why she was shocked by seeing him, because that is the man from her dreams. Which is a ridiculous thing to say, but what the hell can I say right now with the thought of her being psychic? You know what? We're gonna continue some more. Like, let's continue a bit more because before we end, because yes, we did get raided at the end of the stream, which was shocking. October 8th, 1:24 p.m. So it has gone 4 hours. Holy shit. Okay. So where exactly does this leave us, Apollo? I'm gonna take them plates. Unfortunately, there's no plates to take here. Well, the Drew Missam who was killed wasn't Drew Missam the forger, basically. Well, who was it then? Wait, doesn't that just mean that we prove she wasn't a murderer? Sure, she might be trialed for forging. Absolutely. But this is, as people say, the case of murder. This has nothing to do with her being a forger, so are we good right now? Well, then who was he? Well, he was actually... Oh, now she does nail polish again. Why? What is with that thing and nail polish? Also, is the nail polish the most expensive thing there, or the crystal holder for it? Doing her nails. So, really made those forgeries. But also, I think that's why she was shocked by Gavin and not us. Because we were never in those pictures. Only Gavin, the guy pulling the noodle cart, and either Phoenix or the other guy when they played poker. I don't know which one. Yes, your forefather. I know, I was wrong. Could you tell us how it happened? My father was a painter. I loved painting ever since I was a child. One day father saw it in me. He saw that I had the talent. The talent for making forgeries. How should I say it? It was not only paintings I made. Given the materials, I could make anything. Anything? Father was so proud, and I so happy. But in the end, I was making those forgeries. I've never had a good constitution or personality. I know very little of the world outside my door. Now, because of me, Father is... Do you know about this red envelope? I remember that envelope. It was some time ago. So you were already, creating your works back then. I started when I was only 12 years old, so around the same time you actually... Which was 7 years ago. So the one figured out the stamp was poison, that was... Mr. Justice, it's time to the courtroom, please. Right. Out of time. Wait, Vera, just one more thing, please. Those 3 paintings in the studio. I painted those as a part of my work. Right. See, we checked them out and we saw what was underneath. Yeah, you see. They might be quick, but you do see. Poker, noodle stand, and this is basically Gavin. We saw through the sketches underneath the 3 finished paintings. I see. Mr. Justice. Yes? Father, he knew of you. Of both of you. Your late father? He was watching, gathering information. All about the Wright and Company law office. But lately we're not doing just law. Yes, you do tricks, gags to amuse and play piano. Well, they're not really gags. Yet when Father heard you had resumed legal business. Was the paintings of the judge always back there? I guess so, actually, yes. I think it has. How pleased he was. Who was Mr. Misham? How am I supposed to know? What if it was Daddy's daddy? That sounds weird. Judging from the relative ages involved, I'd say it's highly unlikely. I think so. It can be that she's so good that when he started talking to her about the cases, this is how she imagined things. So when he heard things in court, he told her, and that is what she basically managed to draw. Holy crap, that's a good-ass way of doing things. So she might not be psychic, she's just very good of imagining things of how people have told things. We know that the victim's daughter, Vera, was the forger. What does this mean for the case? Guess we're about to find out. I don't know. Technically, she is fine right now because we have already proved someone tried to poison her. She managed to avoid it, but then the father did the mistake. I can absolutely understand that this game is meant to go to the bottom of the case. Because that is basically why we're here, to find out the truth. But it's like people say here, oh, we're talking about how he got poisoned, not a missing letter. And what we have to do is basically put the missing letter as why he got poisoned. What we have proven now is that she's the forger, she got a letter, she put a stamp there, the father didn't know about it. And that's why he got murdered. Technically, we know now that she isn't the murderer, so why do we continue? That's what I am questioning right now. Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Perhaps you would begin to telling us how it all worked. How did you set up this Drew Missa forger persona? You see what I mean? Now we started talking about the forgeries. That is not part of why he is dead or how he is dead. In a sense, yes. From the ground and bottom, but it's basically from back then. We have proven she is not the murderer, and that is basically what was meant to be doing here. There's that stare again. She's drilling more holes into his head. I know it's hard for you, but hey, he's a handsome guy. What's hard? Good question. Very well, miss, if you would. Did you really make those detestable forgeries? Perhaps you'd rather answer my question. Were you the one who painted that painting? The remarkably similar one? Yes. I painted it, yes. The father praised me quite highly for it. So, she was the one who made the forgeries? Yet, she did not wish to reveal the truth of her operation. So the victim was a stand-in, a decoy. Which means we are... Quote 15, everybody! That was fitting right into the moment, actually. The world at large, he was the forger, not her. I've done a bad thing, have I? I have, haven't I? Regardless, we need a little more information. Technically not. We know that she didn't murder him. I don't understand why I am the one supposed to make sure she is proven to not be the murderer. And they are just like, oh, but we know now that it was someone else murdered, but now we're gonna continue anyway. What is this forgery that they've been talking about all this time? Oh, hold on. This is a painting that was stolen a few days ago. And this is her painting. You see what I mean? This is the part of forgery. It's basically the same painting. Except that underneath it is Gavin's burning body. Kinda would want to see that more in the color. How about this, for instance? You have seen this before, yeah? Yes, it was in the desk drawer. Oh, plagiarism. Yes, exactly. Sort of. It's like it's like making a copy and selling it for the real deal, more or less. Very well, you may proceed with your testimony. Tell us everything you know about this envelope. Haven't we proven that he was... Oh, he cannot forget. Oh, he was not the one forging. Oh, that means that he basically did not get the letter. I don't understand why everyone is like, you are gonna have to do 150 to basically prove that she is innocent. And we just don't need to do shit to continue this. I created things and father sold them. This envelope came after my first work. That was other than painting. the father handled the deal. All of it. The worst crime an artist could ever do. Yes. I received that stamp. Was in the envelope. It was after that job that we moved to the current studio. There certainly was much of great interest in your testimony. Not that the witness realized it. Very well, please begin the cross-examination. You know what? I think I'm gonna begin the cross-examination next week. Because, yes, it is basically almost an hour after my end time. But yes, it has been fun, and it's always wonderful to meet some new people, some good friends and everything. Yes. But I feel like making voices now, like for some reason I feel like the voices hasn't been the same today, so I guess it's like because of the cold I've had these past days.